Episode 45, holiday
45.
season 45. So excited to share this Christmas Eve with you, my main man, Ron, right over there. How are you? I'm your host, Eric.
I'm doing quite well.
Pretty excited about today.
I am. Just because of the day being Christmas Eve and the fact that I've had a lot of whiskey dogs today.
Oh, geez. Oh, we should have a great show. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward. And if we're lucky, maybe we see Santa knocking on your door going in the back after.
we could.
We could see that. We
We
could see that.
could. I heard some rustling
Yeah.
and, some stuff fell in the chimney. I don't know.
So it might be. It
I
might
don't know if
happen.
it's just a coincidence, maybe a squirrel.
You never know. So let's start off with our leadoff story, and that would be the Tennessee Titans defeating the San Francisco 49ers 20-17. That is not the game.
No, it is not the game. You're absolutely right.
That is not the game. Produces a little one too many whiskey dogs for our producer.
One too many.
Well.
That
So
is
20
evident.
beat the San Francisco 49ers 20-17 on a late field goal, obviously strengthening their playoff odds. Titans can clinch the division with a Colts loss this Saturday. 49 is currently sitting sixth in the NFC, and based on whatever results, they could drop out of the playoff race after this weekend. If you had a choice, and this is a question, of which quarterback you have more confidence in if they both get into the playoffs, Tannehill or Garoppolo, which one would you choose?
Garoppolo.
Really? Even though the two picks yesterday pretty much hurt the team. And
Yeah, but look, they they played at Tennessee, correct?
yes.
I
But you got to
mean,
look at it this way.
look,
Wherever
San Francisco has been rolling.
San Francisco is going to be on the road if they make the playoffs. That's a guarantee.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, first of all, I don't think San Francisco is going to win a playoff game if they make it.
no.
So, but it has nothing to really do with the quarterback as opposed to who they're going to end up playing. Like, let's be honest. Tennessee is going to have a much easier game, most likely, than what San Francisco is going to have.
Yeah.
So San Francisco is going to have to play a powerhouse, and it could get blown out. Like, it could be that ugly. So I mean, if they grab that last spot, I mean, who are they gonna have to play? Maybe Arizona or the Rams. Depending on who wins that division, or maybe Dallas. I don't think they.
Yeah.
I don't think they fare well with whoever they play.
Yeah. Yeah. Dallas clinched. They're in already. So we're starting to see these late games now, week 16 coming up. Some of these teams are able to clinch. So
Right.
it's going to be pretty interesting to see. I'd still say Tannehill to me. Listen, they were there last year. You know what I mean? They won a playoff game last year in New England against Tom Brady or a couple of years ago. And then even last year, they made the playoffs. So the fact that he can run and do some other things is always an asset that is a possibility for to cause some mayhem on the other side for the other team. So I would probably lean more towards Tannehill. I don't have faith in either one of them, realistically. I
No,
don't trust them, but
no, I don't. I don't expect either of. I don't even know if Tennessee could win their game. To be
no.
honest with you.
Listen, they're hot and cold. You never know. You really don't with them, and they've looked really good at times and
I
looked
don't.
really bad at times.
I don't think Tannehill really manages the game well. It's easy when you have Henry in there.
Yeah,
It's easy to
much easier.
manage it. You just here you go.
And he may be back for the playoffs. Let's just keep that out there. There's a possibility. Let's talk some NFL. In the current COVID-19 situation running through the NFL, 154 players have tested positive this week alone.
Oh my God! Really? Is it that many? Oh,
Do you
Jesus.
consider the NFL's handling of this situation to be a competitive disadvantage for some teams?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So you're starting to
Because
look at
it's
it.
almost like they keep changing the rules, just as one team gets hit, and they don't want that to happen, so they change the rules, and all of a sudden, all those players can play again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's really
That's
odd.
kind of questionable to me.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where I don't understand what they're trying to do. So New England Buffalo, we're going to get into it shortly, but now Buffalo's out about 8 players already for the game. And as a Patriot fan, right, you should be excited about that. But at some point, you got to start to say, how fair is it for these other teams?
It's not.
Cleveland, third string quarterback. We are seeing this happen
Look,
all over the league. Right?
Eric, it's no different than I was complaining about the Bruins, being out, 8 players, and then they have to go in and play the Islanders with a Providence team.
Yeah.
It's no different than that. If I don't like it as a fan of the Bruins, then you shouldn't like it as a fan of the opposing team that's playing against a team like that. That's just not even right. Like, how do you even justify that?
And you're starting to see some guys come back, more guys going out. Some guys have been on this list twice. So it's just I don't know what the league's doing or what they're trying to do. I know they've tried to shorten the length of time they have to sit out, but
there's a fine line on whose responsibility it is. Ultimately, it's up to the players. Look, if I'm a pro athlete, I don't want anything to happen to me that puts me out of a game. Why are you not taking every precaution possible to keep your butt in that game?
So the funny thing,
I don't understand that.
One of the stats that I read, 85% of the cases that have been positive in the NFL have come from outside the facilities. So they've gotten the virus from outside the facilities.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The teams are trying to protect you, trying to keep you safe and making sure that you don't get it in the building.
Right. And I truly believe that the teams are doing the right things.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe that they're trying their best to keep their players safe. But once they walk out those doors, like, you as a player need to be accountable for most of this. And if it's coming from outside of the facilities, that's on the player. So don't gripe and complain about you getting it because it's your own fault.
Yeah. Without a doubt. So we'll have to see how this all turns out. But there's going to be some funky games again this week.
Especially for those players that are on the fringe of starting and not starting. Look, those players, as vital as they are in a game, if you go out for COVID and you're out, say, 2-3 weeks, you might not have a job. You might not have a job come back to, because that player that's behind you is hungry. And if they come in and they do your job, guess who's getting cut?
Yeah.
The one who makes more money.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all turns out this weekend. My producer bring up that. So the 9-5 New England Patriots will host the 8-6 Buffalo Bills this Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. What are some of your keys to the game? As we normally do each week, we break down the New England Patriots game, and then we do a post game after the game each week. So looking forward to this game on Sunday. What do you think about the New England Patriots here?
Okay, right now, top priority.
Thanks for joining Facebook.
Is to stay off the COVID list. So you better be taking every precaution, double masking, keep away from everyone. Everyone.
So, already a little nervous. I know there's 3 linebackers for New England. More of the special teams linebackers, not the starters. And Kendrick Bourne is still there's a question on if Kendrick Bourne is going to be available for this game. Already an injury to Aguilar, probably not going to play as well. It looks though N'Keal Harry may get more time this week. Because
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I think, look, this is an opportunity for him to prove it. Especially if, look, we know after the first game, we're not going to run the ball 46 times.
No.
So it's not going to work again. If it did, I'd be outraged. But you got to also look at, from a Buffalo Bills standpoint, listen, they got smacked in the mouth the last time they played us, and they heard everybody talking about it. They're going to come into this game fired up because this is for the first place in the AFC East as well.
Yes, it is.
So you can't just sit back and assume that it's going to have the same result as it did week 1. New England's going to have to try to establish the run. but also a lot of play action. Try to make sure that they're keeping them off balance a little bit. Buffalo's defense is number 1 ranked in the NFL. They're number 1 against the pass. So if you're looking at it that way, 16th against the rush. New England has to figure a way to balance it out enough to throw that defense off.
Right.
That's the only shot they have. I'm truly not feeling good about this game.
Oh, you stop doing that.
I don't feel good about this game.
Yeah, you said that last week, and look what happened. It's
and they got smoked. They got destroyed. And Mac's wearing the glove again. The glove's bad luck. Take the glove. Don't put it back on. But he likes the glove.
No love for the glove.
Look, our defense is 3rd overall, 3rd against the pass, 24th against the rush. We've been talking about it all season. They give up a lot of yards on the ground. Josh Allen, to me, is the key to this game. Are they going to utilize him enough to say, look, we're going to have to run with him a little bit more? Now that throws New England's defense, right? Because you got to play those, like you said before, the edges and keep him in the pocket and try to make him throw the ball where our strength is on defense.
Right.
If they allow this guy to run, get out of the pocket, New England's in for a long day.
Yeah.
And I know you think I'm pessimist all the time when it comes to New England.
Yes, you are.
But if you're looking at everything on paper, this is lining up. New England played a very bad game on Saturday against the Colts. But you got to look at the way Bill Belichick reacted afterwards, his press conference. And I know normal Bill, like we say, he doesn't give a lot. He was completely disgusted. And to me, I think he had the game plan in place. His team let down for some reason. And I think he's trying to figure that out. And now this is what I'm saying. Now you're in a bigger game.
Yep.
How's this team respond to this matchup this weekend?
Okay, well, see, this is the perfect scenario for the Patriots. Yes, they lost. They played horribly last week. They showed up for maybe 15 minutes, and they lost. And that last run, kind of embarrassed them. So Belichick is going to be on them like pigeons on popcorn all week. And he's going to drive it into them. You cannot play soft.
Yeah.
You can't play soft.
Yeah.
You got to come out there. You got to want it more than them. And he's going to use that as the momentum into this game. And we've seen it a million times with the Patriots.
And that's what I just don't know if that Colts game was a sign of he didn't get through to the team. Because you can't tell me he didn't go in saying that game was just as important. And it was a nationally televised game. You were the only game on that Saturday. Everybody's going to – and then you laid an egg.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
So let's see if he can get this team a little fired up. Questions would be on Bourne, if he's playing or not playing, because if he's not playing, you're looking at Jacoby Meyer and N'Keal Harry as your 2 wide receivers. That's basically what they have. 8 players for Buffalo, though, on the COVID protocol list right now. 3 offensive linemen, and now Gabriel Davis has got added to that list. So they're down to basically Diggs as their only wide receiver. Their only top-notch wide receiver. Cole Beasley, his favorite target in the slot, not going to be available. Now Gabriel Davis will not be available.
If they don't get offensive linemen back, how effective is their running game going to be? So, I mean, you're really looking at a big disadvantage if Buffalo doesn't get any of those players back. And somehow the NFL will get them back.
We'll have to see. Sunday, 1 p.m.
I think they're letting players play with COVID. That's what I really think.
And we'll obviously do our prediction on this game at the end of the show. So let's look at week 16 and your games of interest. So I got 4 this week that I'm really interested in.
There's so many games that are important because this is it. This is the last stand. If you lose one of these games,
it could be,
and you're on that bubble, you're not making it. You're not making it. So I have a lot more.
Okay.
Than 4. I have 8 games that have at least some importance to at least one team.
Okay. Start it off then. What do you got?
Starting it off with Washington at Dallas.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Washington.
Dallas
Yeah.
doesn't
Dallas
have
clinched.
to win this.
Yeah.
Washington does to stay in the playoff race.
But Dallas hasn't played good football
Oh, no, they haven't.
in weeks. So you can't. So they're not going to sit back. A lot of times you start to sit some guys or rest guys, and they need to start to play well. So this isn't a cakewalk for Washington by no stretch of the imagination.
Oh no, it's not. It's not. But Washington is going to have to play desperate.
Yeah.
And they need to win this game. If they lose, they're out.
Pretty much. Agreed.
I mean, that's it.
Yep. Makes sense.
That is why I chose that game.
I like it. What else you got?
I have the Broncos in Las Vegas.
I have that game as well. That is definitely.
Look, they're both trying to make the playoffs.
Both 7-7. Right.
Yeah.
Both opportunity here to make the playoffs.
And if you win a couple, like last two games or so, chances are you can make it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you got a good shot.
That's a fun game, and it's hard to pick. I know Bridgewater got hurt last week, so we're not even sure at the starting quarterback situation.
Right.
Probably be Drew Lock.
Which would be terrible for them.
Right. So you and again, it's on the road. Denver usually plays better at home. That's a fun game. It's a fun game. What else? What else you got? Since you got more than I do, I'll let you keep rattling them off here
Miami and New Orleans.
7-7, both of them again.
Right.
I like what you're doing here. I like what you're doing.
I mean, these are clear games that the loser is eliminated, basically. And I know mathematically it might not be true, but for all purposes, it is.
I'm gonna give you a stat. You know how many teams are in the NFL?
Well, yeah.
How many?
Well, 32, right?
32. Very good. Good job. I was testing you there. 27 teams are currently still eligible for the playoffs.
Right.
27. You got 3 weeks left in the season.
I know.
That's crazy.
That's why I'm saying
the whole league's in. It's like hockey. I feel like we're watching hockey because every year hockey, it's like half the teams make it.
Well, it's not so much half anymore. So.
What else you got?
All right,
that's a good one though. Miami, the Saints. I like that one. And the Saints.
One
the Saints got a third string quarterback, by the way. Taysom Hill's out now too.
Yeah, that's just terrible for them. You're gonna laugh.
I will
never make a comment.
Minnesota. There comes the Vikings. I knew it, but they're 7-7. They're in the playoff hunt.
Right, and the Rams are trying to get that first place.
Yeah.
In that division,
they're staying alive.
This is an important game for both teams.
It is. I can guarantee one thing: it's probably going to be close. Every Minnesota Vikings game has been like down to the wire.
Yeah, you're right.
Even though it seems like the Rams should be able to blow them out, somehow Minnesota stays alive.
To think Minnesota lost to Detroit.
Yeah.
They'd be 8-6 right now. What could have been?
What could have been? Really good.
So if they lose, but if they miss the playoffs because of that game, heads are gonna roll.
Yeah.
I've
got Steelers at Chiefs.
Yes, I got that one as well.
Pittsburgh needs it.
They desperately need it.
Chiefs are coming alive now, 7 straight.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Pittsburgh Steelers
how much
chop them down a little.
How much more though can you get out of Big Ben and the Steelers? Do you think they've got enough to get? This is the game I think that it finally nail in the coffin. We consider Pittsburgh done. That's my opinion because there's a lot going on in the.
I agree totally.
Yeah. That AFC
I don't
North
think it's going to be close.
AFC North this week. AFC North's going to be crazy this week.
Yes. So is the West, because you got 3 teams that are trying to make the playoffs, and they're all sitting right behind the Chiefs. So,
what else you got? What else you got there?
I've got the Colts and Cardinals.
Have that one Saturday night. This Saturday, Cardinals last game lost to Detroit.
Oh, that's ugly. That's a bad sign.
No D-Hop. He's done for the year.
I know. That's another player on my injured
fantasy team.
Fantasy.
Yeah. I'm in the playoffs now. You're in the consolidation round.
Yeah. I literally had my whole roster was injured at one point.
Yeah. I'm going through that now with talking to one of the other guys, and I'm like, hey, make sure you're looking at your roster, and they're all on COVID.
Yeah.
Like half
There's
his
nothing
roster
you
was
can
on
do.
COVID.
You can only do so
you
much.
can
You
only
can't
take out so
drop
many
them.
guys, so you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But no, that should be a fun game as well. I listen. Colts big win against New England, looked really good for 3 quarters. Are they for real? Here's a test. But are the Cardinals slipping now? Is this the end of that? What we thought the Cardinals were? Hey, we do a weekly poll, top 5 teams in all the leagues. This was the first week we didn't have Arizona in it.
Yeah.
They basically were out after losing to Detroit. So
Yeah. It's
we'll have to
it's
see.
embarrassing.
We'll have to see. What else you got?
And then for the 2 games that I really keyed in on, the first being the the Browns at the Packers.
Yes, that should be a fun game. I think the Packers roll. I think they roll
I
right
do
through 'em.
too, and the Browns missed opportunities
Yeah.
so many times this year.
All season. So
So
I think that
it's their own
sim-
undoing.
similar to what we said with Pittsburgh, this could be the nail. You lose this game, it puts you in a real bad situation to even get into the playoffs.
Yeah, because
I already know
the
what your number
winner
one is.
of the next game
Yeah.
is going to be that division.
Yeah. And that's
Winner.
I knew the game you were going. Ravens at Bengals.
Right.
How much fun is this game? Listen,
This is the game I want to see.
we've done this all year with the Bengals. If they don't win this game, we're not talking about the Bengals for the rest of the season. I'm not
Nope.
doing it
That's
because I'm tired of it. Like, this is your chance. This is it. There is no more.
Right. And
Win
it's
this
like they've
game.
had that opportunity like 3 times
Yeah.
to really take hold
That
of
division.
that division and the conference. They
Yeah.
had a shot at taking
Yeah.
the conference.
This is it. I'm done. If they don't win this game, we're not talking about
If they
it.
don't win this game, they're not going
They're
anywhere.
probably not. They'll probably still be mathematically in the mix, but I just, how many times can you do it? And it's at home. They don't play well at home. Play well at home.
No,
Beat
they
this team at
don't.
home. And you think
They
about the
don't.
Ravens, how many guys do they have out?
I don't know,
Like-
but they always find a way to win.
Right,
But they've
somehow.
lost a couple in a row now.
Yeah, so let's see. This game we will definitely be watching for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
I am excited
absolutely.
about that game. Great NFL talk. Watch NFL this Saturday, Sunday, Monday again, but really fun. This is going to be a fun week.
Who knows? Maybe even Tuesday again.
Yeah, a lot of playoff implications this week. Lots going on. A lot of divisions could flip flop.
Yeah, we're gonna see if people are contenders or pretenders.
That could be a new segment. Triple play time, my friend. Speaking of segments, let's get some triple play.
Triple play.
How we decided to do this triple play this week was, in the spirit of Christmas, we decided that we're going to pick these 3 athletes, which one we're going to start, bench, cut, all with the birthday of December 25th. So all these athletes were born on Christmas Day, and that would be Ricky Henderson, Larry Zonka, and Nellie Fox. And we were going back and forth all day about what we were going to do today. And famous Chris's, there's not a lot out there.
No.
Not
Chris
not
Bryant, and then nothing else.
Yeah, not a lot of good Chris's. So we
It
went
was
with
Chris Benson,
Oh man,
Chris
it was,
Draper.
Yeah, Letang, Chris Letang.
Yeah, that's not bad, but
It was
I mean,
okay. I mean,
no
nothing.
Chris Bryant.
So I'll start it off this week, and my list is going to blow your mind. So I already know ahead of time. This show, I don't think we're ever going to do another segment after today's show because you're going to hate all of my picks today.
Oh my God!
So I am starting Larry Zonka, and I am starting Larry Zonka, 5-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 8,000 yards rushing, 64 touchdowns. You're like, I am going with the perfect season. Give me a guy. It's the perfect time of the year, Christmas, perfect season, Larry Zonka. It all ties together. The perfect. So I went Larry Zonka. On my bench, I went Nellie Fox. 15-time All-Star. Won the MVP. 3-time Gold Glove. So he's delivering the presents. He's not missing them. 2,663 hits. Which means, and I don't know how I could cut this guy, but I did, Ricky Henderson. 10 All-Stars. So 5 less than Fox. He was an MVP, only 1 Gold Glove, 3,055 hits, 1,406 stolen bases. I was debating on the stolen base thing, but back in the day, they didn't do it as much as they did with Ricky Henderson. So I kind of used that as a factor with Nellie Fox. So that was I cut Ricky Henderson off this list, which I baffled me. It blew my mind. I already know it's not going to be the same.
No, it's not the same.
I knew it. See?
It's not the same.
Is it even close?
It's really not that bad, though.
Okay.
Because I am starting Nellie Fox.
Wow. See? I didn't see that one coming either.
Nellie Fox, like 15 All-Stars, really? So let's put this in perspective. What years did he play, Eric?
15-ish.
No. Like
Oh,
the dates.
Back in the day. Way back in the day.
Right. Way back, right? Babe Ruth era?
Yep.
He still went to 15 All-Stars. 15 All-Stars. Nellie Fox. Like, could you ever want more from a player?
No.
If you're going to 15 All-Stars, that means you're putting up numbers.
Without a doubt.
So, 15 years as an All-Star. Of course, MVP. World Series champ. Look, the guy did it all back then. All. Didn't have the stolen bases. But he didn't need the stolen bases because he was always rounding them anyway.
19 years he played. So 15 was in 19 years. That's pretty impressive alone.
Yeah.
Played from 47 to 65.
Right. So you're talking the era, the beginning of like those Yankee teams that were just amazing.
So
I
like it.
So look, Nellie Fox. I mean,
awesome.
He's such a great player.
Yep.
On the bench, I put Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
Those stolen bases and
hear
leadoff
you.
home runs.
I hear you.
Those are constant. And I was a little surprised that he didn't win more Gold Gloves. I guess he's lazy in the outfield.
Yeah, that one surprised me. Yeah.
I mean, I can't deny Ricky Henderson. Like with all the over 400 more stolen bases than everybody else.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. Nobody's catching it.
It's never going to get touched. Never. And then I cut Larry Zonka. I wanted to put him in there. I just couldn't find the room. And you said it yourself. He had a perfect season.
I can't get over it. I can't.
I can't. I couldn't find a room.
It was on that team.
He's too big of a guy. He couldn't fit on the bench.
Yeah,
I only have a small bench.
Yeah, we've got very small. Our budget, we can't afford large benches. So one guy, that's it. No more than that. So let's talk some NBA. And again, I think they're dueling leagues now, competing for which league could have more COVID-19 players out. Yeah. So 130 players have entered the safety protocol in the month of December. The NBA is working on
half the league.
Yeah, they're reducing the quarantine period from 10 to possibly 6 days, depending on testing.
Here we go.
Kevin Durant just got announced he will not be playing tomorrow now. He's on the protocol, so no Durant for the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow in that nice Christmas matchup. Do you feel the NBA is doing the right thing here?
Look, I don't think any league has gotten it right yet. I don't think they got it right. Changing the rules so those players can play even though they have COVID makes no sense to me. Yeah, makes absolutely no sense.
The definition of asymptomatic, not being able to really transmit it to others. I don't know.
I don't
all
buy
the
it
scientific. Yeah, again, what you want to believe or not believe. Yeah.
I think they're just playing games because they want the money. They don't want to have this be so bad that it just destroys the season. So they're going to come up with new rules to bend the rules that they had. And that's what they're doing. That's what the NFL did. That's what the NBA did. And And I think the NHL is going to make a mistake. We talked about this the other day
Yeah,
when we were
and
doing
the hockey
the hockey
rankings.
power
Yep,
rankings,
yep.
and I think they're going to get it wrong because they're going to play on Monday, and that is a big mistake. It is a big mistake. You have an
Save it for the next
opportunity to
segment.
get it right, and you're not going to do it just for
Save it.
spite.
Save it for the next segment because we're going to cover that as well. So I'm going to agree with you. Look, you're getting to a point now where a lot of the key players are out. So to me, what's the point of actually having these games? So we're going to have 5 Christmas games tomorrow, and I think half the teams don't have their players.
Right.
Like, what's the point? Like, we're not even seeing it. Yep, trying to get some bits here today. If anybody from Twitch is out there, NBA should have done what the NHL did. At least, maybe take a Christmas week break. But again, it's all about money. These are big games for them. This is an annual thing now with the Christmas games. And it's not like now you don't have Durant going against the Lakers. Like, who wants to really see? You got Kyrie can't play. I think it's in Brooklyn. So he can't even play.
Nope.
You're not going to have Durant. You got Harden. So, what's the point of that?
There's no point. What? Like people are paying top dollar. Look, like the fans lose, like they always do. In every squabble of all these leagues, the fans are always the one that pays the price.
Yeah.
And they're going to be paying that big price to watch Kevin Durant play. Oh, he's out because of COVID.
And
so why are we playing the game?
So I had one of my coworkers. He actually went to the Celtics Warriors game. It was about a week ago.
Yeah.
And when we're talking, I'm like, "How'd you like the game?" He was like, "I was excited that all the players were there, like they were playing." Because then they had a back-to-back, and the Warriors sat half their players for the following game.
Right.
The NBA, look, your got players going out now left and right. There should be no more sitting of players. Like, that should stop now. You got enough guys going out for 10 days at a time with these protocols. When it's time to play again, I can't see we're sitting for rest. That's driving me nuts when I see that on the injury report.
Look,
what are we doing? We need rest.
There was once pride that you play the game no matter what.
Yeah.
And every sport. Look, we talked about it with the Bruins. Patrice Bergeron in that Stanley Cup final. He was playing with a punctured lung, cracked ribs, broken nose. He was still playing. Why can't these players basically sack up and get your butt out there and play? Like Cal Ripken, does he mean anything to you? You know what I mean? It's like the Iron Man.
No.
What? Where is the pride? It's like I'm going out there. If I can walk, if I can breathe, I'm playing.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think you're 100% right. Speaking of playing, the guy that we're going to put up on the screen is back in the NBA with the Boston Celtics. The only reason why this is a story, because again, obviously we cover the local teams, and Boston Celtics are one of our teams. Joe Johnson made his return to the NBA after a 3-year hiatus. He was in the Big Three, I believe, in that league playing, the one Ice Cube owns. So I'm just, what are we doing? Paul Pierce going to get a call. Like, bring these guys back. Let's just get all the classics. Let's get everybody. Vince Carter still looks good. He's on ESPN now. Come back, Vince. Let's just have like you know how they have the old timer games in baseball sometimes, and let's just do that with basketball. That's where we're going.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, he averaged 16 points in his career. Scored 2 points in his debut with the Celtics. So I'm really excited.
Close to his average.
Yeah, so we should be all right. I think he's back. Oh, I just got rid of the other pictures so we don't have any more picks. All right. No Buck Showalter pick. So what do you think, though? You like the move? Don't like the move?
I mean, what is he going to do? Like, why are we not playing our rookies?
I don't, right? At
I
this point,
don't understand why
you're a
we're playing
500
these
team.
first and why we're not playing our first and second year players like as much as possible.
It's
Like
just not,
what's the harm?
at this point, right? Get them some experience. I don't know.
I don't get
I
it.
don't know.
I don't understand it.
Joe
Um,
Johnson.
like I said at the beginning of the NBA season, more of the same. We had the same crap as a general manager, and we had the same crap as a coach. I'm sorry, he's a horrible head coach. Horrible, 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 horrible. And I don't know if I can go another season with these guys
You
running
want
the
to go
show
500
because
again?
it's terrible.
You don't want to go 500 again? So if you enjoy what you're watching, watch us every Friday night at 6 p.m. We are live. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can follow us on social media at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram. Don't have time to watch? Listen to us on Amazon, Anchor, Google, Spotify, our podcasts through Rhode Island Broadcasting. You can check out Sports Unfolded podcast as well. If you're in Southeast Connecticut, you can watch us every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. on SEC TV. That is Public Access Channel 12. We are in Southeast Connecticut, Tuesday nights, 10 p.m., rerun of our Friday show. So a lot of different ways to watch Sports Unfolded and check us out. A lot of fun. If you'd like to sponsor the show, we're always looking for sponsors as well. Check us out. Reach out to either Ron or myself through Rhode Island Broadcasting or Sports Unfolded. We'd love to be able to put right there, email that gentleman right there. And then we can basically give you rates where we could, advertise for your business, even if it's not in the local area and it's just something you want to advertise your website or anything else about your business. We'd love to do that for you as well.
It's perfect for online shopping.
Right? There's so much going on with us online. So we're
Because we
everywhere on the web.
reached 11,000 eyeballs. 11,000.
And we're getting a good amount of views now every week on Sports Unfolded as well. So people are seeing it. And on SEC TV, 25,000 homes. You can see up to 25,000 homes could possibly see it. So let's talk about your number one topic, and that's the NHL, my friend. And the NFL decided to shut down their season till Christmas. Do you believe they made the right choice? You kind of already alluded to it a little bit, but
Well, they made the right choice in doing that. But my fear, they're going to make the wrong choice in coming back on Monday.
I thought you nailed it. I thought it was perfect what you said. Everybody's traveling or spending time with family the next 2 days. Let them come back, test them on a Monday, give it a few days to see what happens, and then start after the first. Like tell these guys, look, you got it. You're in a bubble. I know they don't like to hear that, but
So this is what the NHL did. The NHL said that the games go on Monday and that players, if they get tested and they come up positive, they cannot enter the facilities. So it's up to the players to go get tested now somewhere.
oh jeez.
And that in itself is going to cause chaos with players going to these random spots now to get tested rather than doing it at the facility on that Monday. Get to see who's okay and who's not okay, and then you move forward from there. I don't understand why they're wasting time on what their plan is. Look, you already canceled the Olympics. That's 3 weeks that the players had off for the Olympics.
Yeah. Jumping right into the
Right now,
next
you're only missing 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
That can easily be put into those 3 weeks.
Yeah. That originally
so
were
even if you
scheduled off.
lose 3 more games this week, you're looking at 8 games in a 3-week span. It makes all the sense to go right up to New Year's, have the Winter Classic being played. That's the only game, and then everything continues on the next day.
And
it only makes sense.
Gary Bettman did a great job.
Look,
and now he blew it. He had his chance.
Yeah, it was perfectly set up for NHL to look like the geniuses, only for them to just like, oh, we'll be half geniuses. So really, you're dumb.
I've already put a call into the NHL offices. Ron, you should be the commissioner.
I should be.
So
I should be commissioner of all the leagues.
We'll have to see how that goes. So you did mention the Winter Olympics. Do you agree with that move as well?
Yes.
So
yes,
I
because it can only go worse from there.
And I agree with it. The only thing I do is feel bad for some of these guys that were probably on their last go round and not going to have that opportunity again, because some of these guys are up in
like an Ovechkin.
Yeah, right. So unfortunately, you've got to protect your product as well, and the NHL has to protect their bread and butter first and foremost, and that's the players. So if the players go there and something happens, you could shut down this league potentially.
Yeah, because you're looking at players like Bergeron and Sidney Crosby that were going to be there 4 years from now. You're looking at a 41-year-old Bergeron.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Chances are not going to be able to be in that.
So right into the face-off. So it's like a hockey thing, but it's not about hockey. Our face-off, it's just a go at each other for about 2 minutes on its particular topic. So this week's topic is, should the NFL allow both teams a chance to score a touchdown before declaring a winner? So currently in the NFL, team that possesses the ball first gets to go down. If they score a touchdown, game over in overtime. If they score a field goal, then the other team has an opportunity to try to score and match. My question would be, should each team at least have one opportunity to try to score a touchdown? So that first team comes out and scores a touchdown. Should that second team have an opportunity to score a touchdown? You're first this week.
So I get to choose.
You get to pick. Are you for them adding the rule or against them changing the rule?
I'm against them to change the rule.
You want them to keep the rule the way it is?
I want them not to give a team a second chance.
Okay. So go ahead whenever you're ready.
Look, we had this discussion not too long ago, and I'm going to use your theory as the basis for this argument.
I love it because that just means I'm always right. Good call. Go.
It wasn't for a face-off, so... Look, let the kickers decide. Like you said, let the kickers decide.
Right.
And I thought that was the best idea. You line them up. You try to kick the field goal. The other team can still block it. You kick. Start it off at one, and then you work your way back. Harder and harder, right? Just like that. Look, there's no point. Those rules suck. No matter how you look at it, unless you do it with those kickers. Because all those rules, they're terrible. It's always one-sided.
But that was a conversation about ties. And this conversation is that, look, back in the day, whatever team scored first, you kicked a field goal, you won. That game was over. Right? And then at least they said, look, if you kick a field goal, the other team gets an opportunity. But it does. I still don't understand that. The same philosophy is they go down, they score a touchdown, and you basically walk away. What is the point of that? Like, I don't get why we would end the game like that, and the other team never even touches the ball. Like, give them an opportunity to try to score.
I mean, that's just the whole thing, Eric. It's like, like how, because truthfully, like it's so offense oriented and favored in this league now that you're almost surprised somebody doesn't go down and score a touchdown
every time, right? But it happens, so give that other team an opportunity. I don't know. I just don't like the fact that, especially in like a playoff.
I just don't like overtime in football. I hate it.
Overtime football is not very good.
It's terrible. Because it always favors whoever wins the coin toss. Woo. Yeah. So basically, you're lucky if you win. It makes no sense to me. I don't like it. You shouldn't even play overtime. You just do the kicking.
Yeah, I like it. Kickers.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about...
I obviously won that because you agreed with me.
You try again. Let's talk some Major League Baseball, which I didn't think we'd be talking about much, But there's been a couple little things going on.
Yeah, a couple
and,
little things.
And the gentleman that's going to be on the screen has been hired by the New York Mets to be their new manager, and that would be Buck Showalter.
Yeah.
Is he the right manager for the team?
Sure, why not? I think he's capable of doing the right things for the team. I think the team is building up to be something of a stacked team this year. Like they are really going for the championship this year. They let some players get away, like Thor.
Yeah, Baez.
But are you really letting anything get away if somebody's always hurt? It's a great pickup for the Angels because they've basically had nothing in support of Mike Trout all those years, and
Ohtani,
now Ohtani. So they're finally getting some help. So that's a great signing, but it's also a great letting somebody go out the door that's always hurt. So they're focusing in on getting players that are going to be productive. And it doesn't have to be the top guy in the league. It doesn't have to be the top guy.
Here's why I don't think it's a good fit. Steve Cohen, who's the owner of the team, has basically said in the next 5 years he's going to bring a championship to the Mets. That's his goal.
Yeah.
Buck Showalter is a very good regular season coach. Out of 20 years, he's only had 8 losing seasons. And if you think about some of the teams, when you're talking the Rangers teams that weren't very good, the Baltimore Orioles teams that obviously haven't been good for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
He got those teams to almost 500 or above. He's actually, I think, 96 wins one year with the Orioles. So you're looking at what he can do in the regular season. He's only 9-14 in the postseason.
Yeah, that Orioles season, I think, was the year Chris Davis got suspended for...
Yeah, the juice. And we're not talking orange. But 9-14 in the playoffs, a 39% winning percentage.
Yeah.
If your goal is to win a championship, I don't think he's going to get you to that point. It just seems when everything changes in playoff baseball, he struggles to adjust to it. And
I think, look, I mean, there's only so many coaches out there that can win championships.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest with that. If given the solid team, he's got a good shot at winning in the postseason. Yeah. And if they even play next year, if they still bolster their roster, which I think they are going to do, I think they're gonna be able to rival like the Dodgers roster, San Francisco, Atlanta Braves. Those are the teams that you have to compete with, especially Atlanta in your own division.
Yeah.
So they're going to be careful on who they're going to sign and for how long, because they want to get a championship team. So come trade deadline, they're going to push those buttons to try to get those players that'll put them over the hump. And if you're picking up, an ace at the deadline, I mean, it makes a manager's job easy.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Listen,
easier.
9 years with the Orioles. Do you realize he almost had a 500 record? Think about that with the Orioles.
That team is just terrible.
Right? So if you get him enough talent, I think, again, get him a good – they get into the postseason, anything could happen. But it'd be fun to see. Again, Cohen wanted Santa coming. No Santa?
I just heard something.
Uh-oh. Reindeer?
I don't know.
All right. Real sneaky story that kind of just, flew under the radar. Cody Bellinger signed a 1-year, $17 million deal with to remain with the Dodgers. Good deal for the Dodgers, or do we feel like something a little shady happened yet?
Well, We talked about that before. I think something definitely shady happened here. It's kind of weird how it happens like 2 weeks after the lockout. It's kind of
That it
weird.
was announced. I guess they have arbitration, and they have to do it before December 1st, or it goes to arbitration. So he signed the deal.
Yeah.
It just wasn't announced. But
Yeah, sure.
listen, 5-year career with the Dodgers, 2 All-Stars, 1 Gold Glove, 2019 MVP. But he also has missed a lot of games. He missed 67 games last season. He only batted 165 for them, 10 home runs, 39 RBIs. So what Corey Bellinger are you getting? And Cody Bellinger, I'm sorry.
Not somebody that's worth $17 million.
Right? So I don't know how good of a signing that's going to be, but we'll see.
That's a terrible signing because what you just did is you just made a non-tradable player on your team.
Yeah, well, it's 1-year deal. Yeah, he's done after this year.
Non-tradable. Who are you going to trade him to?
Gays
Nobody's going to want
you.
him for $17 million.
Thank you for joining, Ron. The pick and roll of all pick and rolls, 10 bits. Thank you so much, Gays. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Gasmav Gaming.
So this pick and roll will probably end our friendship because I know this is what's going to happen.
Oh, I'm telling you, you better not.
Sports Unfolded will no longer exist after this pick and roll, I feel. So what we are doing, we are going to rank these 5 big upsets that have happened in the world of sports. The 1980 Winter Olympics where the United States defeated Russia.
That's the men's hockey team.
Men's hockey. Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson. The 2007 New England Patriots losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl and missing out on a perfect season. The 2004 Red Sox trailing 0-3 to beat the Yankees to advance to the World Series. And the 2018 number 16 UMBC defeating the number 1 Virginia in the NCAA tournament in men's basketball. Ron, you are first this week. I cannot wait. Have at it.
All right.
5-1, the biggest upset to the biggest upset in the history of sports.
All right. So number 5, I have Buster Douglas defeating Mike Tyson.
Wow.
For the simple reason that anybody can win with one punch. All it takes is one.
I agree with that.
You get one lucky punch in, you can beat anybody.
Yep.
Simple as that. Now, it is a huge upset, yes.
It was. It was major.
He had no business beating Mike Tyson.
No.
But it happened, and, that one, it only takes one punch.
Yep. Okay.
So I went with that as number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4 is simply any given Sunday. Somebody could beat
Liverpool beating AC Milan, yes, in the Champions League. 2005, down 3-0. The halftime, the biggest upset. I like it. We're trying to get more familiarized with this soccer scene, or football, as you would call it in the UK. We're still working on that.
Yeah, we're trying.
We're trying.
But that is a good one.
That is a very good one.
I mean, first of all, being down 3-0.
Yeah. In soccer, I could teach you both.
That's huge. That's huge. So that is a good one. That actually would have been like Tyson for me.
All right. But who'd you have it for?
Number 4 was the Pats losing to the Giants because any given Sunday, look, they had no business losing to the Giants. No business. But that pass rush.
Yeah.
The front 7.
Yeah,
the Giants were just relentless, and they played well. And it went down to that stupid play.
Yeah,
and it hurts. It hurts.
I don't want to talk about
it. Hurts.
3,
but any given Sunday.
3.
Number 3 is my UMBC defeating Virginia. Look, Virginia was obviously the better team, like way better.
Gaze, thanks for the bits again, man. Another.
But
10.
again, all it takes is somebody to get hot, and and put up some points. And it was a stunner. It is a huge upset, huge. But
Number 3.
just because those players weren't recruited in big schools doesn't mean they're not good players.
Okay. Number 3, I like it. Okay. Number 2.
Number 2 is the Sox down 0-3 to the New York Yankees.
Homer.
And all it took was that stolen base.
Homer. Go ahead. Okay.
That stolen. Look,
Number 2, Red Sox.
You're down 3-0. You're losing in the game.
Liverpool was down 3-0.5.
Yeah, but you didn't have that as a choice. I'm giving the choices that.
So number 1, 1980.
The men's hockey team. Look, they played the Russians just a week before, and they got slaughtered.
Okay.
Slaughtered. They gave up I don't even know, 8 goals, something like that. Look, that team at the time in Russia had been together forever.
Yep. They won 4 straight.
They had the best goaltender in the world.
4 straight golds they won.
Right.
Russia.
Look, there was no match for NHL players. They're all-stars. And that is a big part of why, they gave no chance to these kids coming out of college. And to beat probably the greatest hockey team ever to grace the planet. Seriously, the best.
Okay.
And there was no win. There was a no-win situation.
Okay.
And yet,
I like it.
Do you believe in miracles?
Do you believe in miracles, my friend?
Dude, I remember watching the game. I could not believe what I was seeing.
I love it. I love it. Gay's getting a new corner desk. Congrats. Hope you enjoyed that.
Nice.
So I'm gonna give you my 5, and I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong and all the way.
No, I don't want to see that college game. Number 1, dude. Seriously,
at number 5,
I'm signing off.
At number 5, I've got the 2004 Red Sox defeating the New York Yankees to advance to the World Series. Because if they had lost to the Cardinals in the World Series, would have really been that big of an upset. Them winning it all, that wasn't the championship. That was to get them to the World Series. Then they still ultimately had to win in the World Series. So if they had lost in the World Series, nobody would have cared that they came back 0-3 because they still would have lost and wouldn't have got a ring. So to me, that wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, isn't the Yankees and Red Sox the actual World Series every year?
The rivalry, yes, but what I'm saying to you is,
no, but
it's like the upset. When we're talking about an upset, if they had lost,
it was an upset.
It wouldn't have mattered because they still wouldn't. If that 0-3 wouldn't have mattered.
All right, no, I can see your point.
So at number 4, 1980 Winter Olympics, where USA defeated.
Are you kidding me?
Defeated the Russians.
Are you kidding me?
To advance. And it's the same theory.
Who
did they beat to win the gold? Who'd they beat to win the gold?
See, this is where you're wrong.
Finland. They still had to win the gold.
Yeah,
if they beat Russia and lost and won the silver, nobody would have cared.
No, but they wouldn't have won the silver. You have to get there to get the silver. You would have had to play for
if they
bronze.
beat the Russians and then lost to Finland, they would have got the silver.
It still would have been the biggest upset because the Russians would have won gold
win it all.
against
It
Finland.
didn't matter. Them winning it all makes it bigger. But they have to defeat Finland. That's why it's 4th. That's why it's 4th.
The Russian team was that good and that perfect that it was the biggest upset. It was the biggest upset.
4th. At number 3, Buster Douglas defeating Mike Tyson. And I put it in the middle ground because I agree with you. Any given fight, one punch could knock you out. Tyson admitted he didn't train for the fight, didn't take Buster Douglas seriously, so it ended up costing him, and it literally changed his career afterwards. Once he lost to Buster Douglas, he was.
I'm going to get ready to mute you.
All right. At number 2, the 2007 Patriots losing to the New York
my
Giants.
God, you put that. No, you're done. That's it.
Let's
mute.
go.
You're muted. That's how you like it. How you like it.
Can't believe it. So let me tell you why.
No, that's just terrible.
How many
Eric.
teams have been undefeated in the NFL in the history of the NFL?
Eric, this is horrible.
1. Why? Because the New York Giants defeated the New England Patriots to prevent them from being 2. It's one of those records that probably will never get beaten again. 1972 Miami Dolphins going undefeated. No NFL team's ever going to do it again. Which means that number 1, number 16 UMBC defeating number 1 Virginia in the NCAA tournament.
You're wrong.
And not only did they defeat them, they won by 20.
You're wrong.
And
that just goes to show you
how
that,
many.
Look,
wait,
these college teams, they
time
only
out.
have.
Hey, time out.
They
time
only
out,
have.
Time out. Whoa.
I don't care.
Whoa.
I don't care. You're gonna
How
hear
many
this.
16 seeds
Because college
have beat a
teams
number
lose
1
to
seed?
all their players all the time.
When you're ready, answer the question. How many 16 seeds have beat a number 1?
I don't care.
It's never happened.
I don't care.
That was the first time in 144 games
It
where
was
16
Virginia.
seeds, who had the best defense in the country.
I don't
They
care.
were one of the top teams.
It doesn't matter when you're only playing. You're putting out players that are first and
So why
second
hasn't it
year
happened
anyway
before?
because all their good players get
Why
recruited into
hasn't
the
it happened
NBA.
before? So why hasn't it
It's-
happened before?
The
If it's
league
not that
is
big a
watered
deal,
down now
if it's not that big a deal, why hasn't it happened before? And it still hasn't happened again.
because it wasn't as watered down as it is now. It's going to happen again. You watch.
Okay,
Mark
when
my
it does,
word.
when it does, then I'll move them off the list.
Yeah,
till
okay.
then,
that
only
that
team that's
satisfies
ever
me
won.
now because it's going to happen
What's
this coming
UMBC
year.
stand for? Nobody even knows. University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And do you know the team's name? The Retrievers. Because they won it, they retrieved it, and I think they lost the next game anyway.
You're wrong.
I am not no way near it.
College is watered down in basketball. It's watered down because
USA
all the
loses to
players
Finland.
leave.
That game's not even. Who cares?
No, that exactly. Who cares
They
about
needed
that
to
game?
win.
Nobody
They needed
cared.
to beat Finland to win the gold. Once again, if you enjoy what you're watching, check us out every Friday night live at 6 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
You can
Follow
always
us on
come
social-
and listen to him talk out his butt.
Listen, follow us on social media at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram, podcasts, Amazon, Anchor, Google, Spotify. If you're in Southeast Connecticut, SEC TV, Public Access, Channel 12. We are on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. You watch us there. It's a rebroadcast of tonight's show.
I got a
Go
question
ahead.
for you.
Go ahead.
How many of those did you actually watch?
Obviously the Giants. I saw the Buster Douglas fight. I saw the Red Sox one, and I saw the defeat of I didn't see the 80s Olympics.
I saw all 5.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
What does that matter?
Because I saw it. Okay.
Okay.
I
And
have
you seeing it doesn't mean it should be number 1.
no. Look, you had to have known what it was like. What was on the line?
Listen, I'm not saying that. I understand the importance of the victory. What I'm saying to you is this: if they had lost to Finland and didn't win the gold, how big of a defeat would that have been? It wouldn't have mattered in the grand
It
scheme.
certainly would have.
They still had another game or another series. The same thing with the Red
Because
Sox.
you stopped
Red
the
Sox had
Russians from winning the gold.
You stopped them from
You
winning the gold,
stopped
so
them.
you stopped that streak. But then
Yeah.
if you lose, it doesn't really affect.
Sure, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so what did using your theory?
Yeah, what in my theory?
What did UMBC win next?
Nothing.
Nothing. There you go. So it doesn't matter. The
They're
upset
the only
doesn't
team
matter.
that ever do it.
Go
You're
by
going to tell me
your
nobody's
theory.
no.
Your
Somebody
theory.
nobody's ever stopped a streak before.
It's
It's
the
happened.
same principle. You can't use it for one and then not use it for the other one.
I am
So,
because what
yes,
we're
they
talking
beat
about
them,
is
but it doesn't matter because they lost the next game. So
Yes.
it doesn't matter.
it does
that-
matter though
that-
because what I'm saying
That
to you is
defeat doesn't matter because
they
it's
are
the
the
same
lowest-
principle.
no, they are 16 seeds are not expected to win it all, and very few 16 seeds have ever been in a game.
Okay, Nobody was expected to beat the Russian team. No
Exactly.
one.
Okay. But then
No
if they
one.
lost in the next round, it wouldn't have mattered.
That's the point. That's the problem with
If
your
you'd like
theory.
to sponsor the show, if you'd like to sponsor the show, reach out to us, Rhode Island Broadcasting.
You know you're wrong.
You can
Your
email.
theory has
Absolutely no,
holes.
not at all.
Because
Email
you
us.
can't use
Email
that
Sports
for
Unfolded.
one and then not use it for the other. It's
Check
ridiculous.
us out.
It's ludicrous.
We could sponsor your business. We are global. We have the opportunity from an internet standpoint to get you anywhere you want to be, even if it's just to promote your website. Check us out. We got really good rates, and we'd love to have a sponsor. We are on to predictions, my friend. And I won last week, 1-0. The one game was the Colts defeating the New England Patriots.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
That's why. Nope. Don't even try that one because I've been picking against New England. It's worked.
No, but you kept saying, I have a bad feeling about it. And you said the same thing today. So if the Patriots don't make the playoffs, it's on you.
It's on me. Okay. So let's start off with some NHL. So the NHL will return 12/27, and the Florida Panthers will be at the Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay, if they play the game, I'm going to go with Carolina.
Okay. I'm going to go with Carolina as well. What about on 12/29, Edmonton Oilers at the St. Louis Blues?
I'm going to go with what I have on my paper is the Oilers. I spelled
the
Oilers wrong.
I love them. They're really good, though, too.
So I'm going to go with the Oilers.
Me too. So far, we're 2 for 2 here. Buffalo, NFL, Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots on 12/26.
Of course, I'm going to go with the Pats.
I'm going Buffalo.
Again, we all know whose fault it is.
2 out of 3 have gone my way, where New England's won it. Big AFC North, Pats got another gaze, went for the Pats as well. Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going with Cincinnati.
Ooh, all right. I'll go Baltimore.
All right, so Gaz
Ravens.
has the Pats, right?
He has the Pats and he has the Ravens.
And he has the Ravens.
So he's
and you went with
split
who? You went with the Ravens?
I went with the Ravens. Gaze, if you are able to join us next week, we'll let you know how you did in our predictions as well.
Yes, absolutely.
On Christmas Day, so tomorrow night, Golden State Warriors at the Phoenix Suns. And both of these teams seem healthy.
Yes, they are. I'm going to go Golden State.
All right. I'm going to go Phoenix. They're going to try to prove a point here. It's the West is theirs now. The Suns.
So I guess Gazmav is all on your side today.
So far, other than he picked New England.
Except for the pick
Pats.
and roll, of course.
The Pats. The pick and roll was clearly I won that one.
Oh, you
don't know what
lost.
you're talking
Your
about.
theory. I could argue with you all
upset
day
in
on
the
this.
history
I
of
don't even
sport.
want to talk to you right now.
Greatest upset in the history of sport. On 12/27, Brooklyn Nets at the Los Angeles Clippers, and now it looks like no Kevin Durant there. But Kyrie could play. I think he might be back for that. Knicks. The Nets. I think he means the Nets, Gaze. Ron, your mic's out here for a second. No, can't hear you. Nets. There you go, Gaze. I love it. Cannot hear you, my friend. Hold on. We'll see if we can get Ron back here. We're almost
How about
done.
now?
There we go. Perfect. So here you got Nets at the Clippers.
I took the Clippers.
I went Nets. So we got 4 different games this week. I love it.
Yep. I'm going to win at least 3 of them.
There we go again. So as we normally do at the end of each show, we do our final thought. Doesn't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It can be about anything going on in the world today. So Ron, you are up first this week. Your final thought.
I just want to wish my former partner good luck in your endeavors. No, in all seriousness, let's just enjoy the holidays.
Yeah.
Be safe out there. Be responsible. Enjoy some sports. Enjoy some hockey if it comes back on Monday. I'm not holding my breath because I think a lot of players are going to test positive, and it's going to put a kibosh in the NHL's plan. But enjoy the NBA games on Saturday, the football games Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe even Tuesday. So just enjoy life, enjoy family, and enjoy sports.
No. So mine is on the Hawaii canceling the bowl game due to COVID concerns and some of their players not being able to participate. And unfortunately for some of these players, if you think about the tough couple of years we've had, obviously dealing with this pandemic, but now you're actually, some of these guys might be their last opportunity to ever play collegiate football or any football for that matter. And to have it taken away because of this, it's a shame because some of these kids, again, early 20s, their life would be probably winning a bowl game and they won't get that opportunity. So sad to see that happen because we're starting to see a lot of cancellations again and a lot of different things happen in the world, and it definitely stinks. And I just want to reiterate to your point, enjoy the holidays, have a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, however you celebrate, Happy Hanukkah, so many different ways, Kwanzaa as well. Enjoy those with your family, your loved ones. Life is short. We've talked about it in the past, about just things that have happened between your friends, my friends, our families, and things of that nature. So appreciate what you have on these holidays and enjoy. Just enjoy. So
yeah, Eric, one more thing. Come January, the first week of January, I think we should keep an actual stat of all of the predictions, including fans
we could do it.
Can tally them in as well.
Without a
and
doubt,
we can post that, weekly, and so that way the fans see their leaderboards.
Yeah. We can put it on Twitter. You guys watch and follow us on Twitter at Sports Unfolded, and we'll post them up every week in January.
Because now I'm curious on how Gazmav does.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how he does.
So I think January we start fresh.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We have everybody participate, and we'll have leaderboards and everything.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going to down for football, soccer thing. We'll get the soccer thing going for sure. Gaze, thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate you, man. Everybody at Faceless, thanks for joining tonight. Everybody that's watching live, watching afterwards, check us out. We love the fans. Guys, have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. Ron, enjoy your holiday, brother.
Take care, everybody.
We'll see you next Friday.
Have a good night.
Peace.